So of course, our we that whole I remember that time because my mom was going off on like he's a baby, like he's still a baby or whatever, and like it was just funny around that time because it was chicken pox. Everybody was catching chicken pox around that time, and for them to think because my brother got out, but they just wanted something to talk about my mom or whatever. But yeah, their family was like one of the families I knew since I was little. Like we went to the same elementary school, and then they came to the same middle school. They came my eighth grade year, so they came my eighth grade year, and then was going to the same high school. So I knew them since I was like school age, and they ended up. One of the sisters ended up going missing, and I remember texting my sister. Like, did you hear about this? Because they say she's missing. And it was funny to me because it wasn't funny to me, but I noticed that it was only her family on TV that was praying for her to be found and everything like that. And that's when that's when I found out she was married. And at that time, I didn't even know she was married because I followed her on Facebook and Instagram. I mean, I followed all the sisters on Instagram and Facebook. So I didn't even know she was married. But then I noticed that the husband never made his face clear or never, nothing like that. Um, so mind you, so I'm already thinking the worst because everybody knows once that like that missing person thing comes up and then you don't see the husband and they're married, you already know something's not gonna go the way I expected to, which it didn't. They ended up finding her a couple of days later. And I remember like not another one that I knew. I mean, I didn't know her as close as I did with Gilan. Like, she didn't stay with me. I wasn't, but we would still see each other in the hallways. We would say hi. And I mean, when I said she was sweet, like, I don't know how she was behind, like, closed doors or anything like that, but she was just the sweetest person you could ever meet. Like, I had never seen her mad. I never seen her like, you know what I'm saying? And I knew the family. Like, I didn't know them, like, because like I said, with years passing by, like, of course she had distance or whatever, but we was never close like that. But I knew them since I was little. Like, and what was so sad, the mom had ended up passing a year or 2 years before that. So that family was just taking hits, like after hit, and it was so sad. And I remember saying like, I need to make it to that funeral. I need to make my respects because I've known them for so long, and for her to be taken away the way she was taken away, I need to still show my respect. So in that week, we was already planning. First, I wasn't gonna plan to go because Jolene was already saying like they didn't have enough, and she was just gonna have to figure everything out, like what they was gonna about to do for Thanksgiving, because they didn't just have it. And at that week I did not pay my phone bill because I was like, I'm gonna make it to that funeral. And before I did that, I ended up seeing if the psychic was serious about what he was saying. So of course I ended up texting Devon and asking him, could I borrow like 100, because that's all I needed was $150, and when I get paid, I'll give it back to him. But to me, I needed to make it to that funeral, so I needed the gas money to go for Fort Myers to Fort Lauderdale and then make it back to Tampa all in one stride or whatever. And my car didn't take that much gas either. Well, it did. I mean, it was $50, $60. So I needed that extra money to get there and get back. So I wasn't going to pay my cell phone bill, but I wanted to see if he was going to help me out. So, of course, I text him early in the morning. Not early in the morning, like mid-afternoon or whatever, to give him time to text me back. So by the time he texts me back, I'm already getting loaded up and putting gas in the car and heading to Fort Myers. So by the time he texted me back, he was like, okay, but he's like, what's going on? Let me know what's going on, just like that. But by that time, my phone was off. I couldn't, because right when I was texting him back what I needed it for, because I told him the truth, I got to make it to a funeral. And I needed the money for gas. And, you know, like I knew this girl since I was little in grade school or whatever. And I was just wanting to show my respect or whatever. So I couldn't, by the time I sent it, it was too late. My phone was already off. And then you don't have, he doesn't have an iPhone, so it never went through. So then I just was like, oh, well, I gave you ample time to hit me up, and you just wait until, like, to hit me up. So I was like, oh, I guess the psychic was right. You want to play these games? Play them. So I get to Fort Myers. I surprised Jolene. She wasn't expecting me. And no, I had asked her for her address right when I got to Fort Myers. And she sent it to me, and then I surprised her. She was like, oh my gosh, you didn't tell me you were coming, blah, blah, blah. And we made Thanksgiving dinner. Oh my God, Thanksgiving that year was amazing, because that was my first time making dressing. Came out delicious. Their new apartment was super nice, was beautiful. And we enjoyed the whole night or whatever. So the next day, it was the day after, so we go get like extra food, because of course it's my kids. And you know, they were even surprised my oldest two came, because usually they don't come. But I know I was gonna go see my mom, and it's Thanksgiving, like let's make it a family thing. So everybody was there. So then I borrowed one of Jolene's dresses, because I didn't have nothing black. And we go to Fort Lauderdale on Saturday, because the funeral is on Saturday. So I go there. You see her dad, you see her sisters. The whole place was packed to the point where they had people standing. Mind you, my dumb ass decided to wear my wedges, thinking like I could sustain in my wedges. But by the time I was walking out of that stuff, I was wobbling. I had to literally take my shoes off and walk on my feet, because that's how long I was there. Like my feet ended up falling asleep. Like had to walk barefoot to my fucking car. But I felt like I got my chance to show her respect, because I knew she probably would have felt me there. But I just felt like in my heart, like I knew you, and for you to pass away like that, I just wanted to show your family, like, I never forgot your family. Because also, they used to think that me and that I was their sister too, because we looked alike. So they used to always think that we were sisters. So it was just, I just felt like I had to do that in a way.